the NFL on EA Sports.
And coming up next is the Jets' Offensive Player of the Year.
He's your top dog in the league this season, ranking first in passing yards. It's the Jets in the top.
So the Jets take the field for their first drive. And we'll take a glance at their 7th-year QB.
If there's such thing as perfection in the NFL for a quarterback, well, he pretty much achieved it last week. QB rating through the roof. No mistakes, 6 touchdowns. Just a phenomenal day. Hard to replicate, but the consistency and the confidence that can come out of that should endure.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 24 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. 1st and 10, looking to throw. He's on the move. Now here he goes. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one goes for 31 yards and a first down when all is said and done.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. From the red zone now. This throw is caught. And in, touchdown, New York. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Back now, pressure on its way. Finds a seam down the middle. Rolling into enemy territory. At the 20. He will go! Touchdown, New York! The Jets get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touch.
Ready for their next series. Let out on offense by their quarterback. And it's been impossible to contain this guy as both a passer and a runner all season. Late in the year, look, he's the leader among quarterbacks in rushing yards. To throw here on first down. Caught, nice gain left side. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Well, so far, they've got to be pretty happy with how he's been leading their offense. It has been a great start.
And I'd hesitate to say it's only going to get better, especially if they really decide to keep running this offense through that quarterback's arm.
We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. The scoreboard reads 14-3. More from MetLife coming right up. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Jets football. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. Flushed out of the pocket. Cut at the 10-yard line. Then he takes it in. Touchdown, New York. The Jets stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. It has been wash, rinse, repeat for them offensively, Brock, as, well, we all wait for this defense to find a little backbone before this becomes a runaway.
Yeah, I'm a little torn up here in this booth because you're exactly right. Offensively, this is just machine, surgical. Defensively, you're running the risk of being embarrassed here pretty quickly.
The Jets headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
Pass play on 1st and 10. Ooh, look at this. Here he goes. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the 1st down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 11. Buys time, rolling right. Looking deep, big gain downfield. Touchdown, New York. It is a word broadcasters hesitate to use for a lot of reasons, but 4 touchdowns in 4 drives, Brock. I think we can throw it out here. Perfection thus far.
Yeah, this game will humble you at this level. I mean, this is the best of the best playing it, and you don't normally see this kind of execution and this kind of efficiency, so I understand that word perfection. I will remind everybody, though, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And with just this and 1 more game to go this season, he's 2 good weeks away from leading the league in passing yards for the year. Play action on 1st down. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Well, he sure has come out throwing a good ball today, and the passing game has really been clicking early on thanks to his efforts.
Yeah, his plays really elevated the start his pass catchers have been able to have as a result. And you know what they're all thinking right now? This could be a game where we all get to put up some serious numbers, especially...
And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York! The Jets get more points to end a lopsided 1st half. As he naps another touchdown, Brock, I gotta ask you, the former QB, is this a point where all the other guys who haven't scored or only have 1 touchdown today are coming over you saying, bro, why aren't you looking for me? Throw me the football.
They may be saying it, but it's a little more of a look, Kate. Like, really? I mean, can I eat too?
This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. Throwing it to start this drive. Connects on the crosser. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This is the type of performance a former quarterback just like yourself, Brock, can marvel at. He's carried a great performance through much of this game. Even as the defense adjusted, tried to slow him down, none of it mattered.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because these moments the game does slow down. It is so fast on the field for the normal person, but when a QB's in a rhythm like this, the game is slow and he is dicing them.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. He beams one deep right side. He's got it inside the 10. He has the New York touchdown. Ooh, baby, Brock, this one has gotten well out of hand.
You think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered. I'm going to guess this is a press conference the coach isn't looking forward to.
The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And as this lead has grown, they have not taken their foot off the gas. No reason to expect them to slow down now on what could be a 4th consecutive touchdown drive. They'll throw to begin this drive. Chased out to his right. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I know I'm nitpicking a little bit here, Kate, but if they could have held off just another second before making contact, they may have driven this QB right into the end zone, and we know what that would have meant. Well, 2 points and a defense ignited.
Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. The Jets have the football, and they are in great shape with a sizable lead. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. Fits it through the middle. Here he goes again. To the 25. It's a New York touchdown. The Jets continue adding to an insurmountable lead. Well, that right there, Brock, is saving all of your guys a whole lot of work. I see 10 dudes breathing easy out there, and only one of them out of breath, and he's the one holding that football in the end zone.
Are you sure about that? Because you know what I love about these moments?
What?
I love especially going back and watching them on tape and watching the big guys, watching all those O-linemen. Certainly some are going to walk, some are going to wave, but eventually some will make their way 90 yards downfield to celebrate that one as well, because you're right, it was one heck of a...
They'll throw on first. Escapes the pocket. Caught for big yards on the right side. And he takes it in. Touchdown, New York. The Jets are running them out of the building. That is as efficient as an offense can be. One play, 70 yards, and 6 points, Brock. They can save the rest of the plays they had prepared for their next series.
Rest of the plays? Why even call a different one? I mean, that one hit the sweet spot on the barrel and got out of the yard in a hurry. Perfect call to catch him sleeping to start that drive.
Throwing now on 1st down. Brought in close to the 8. And that's a New York touchdown. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Forced out to his right. Now he throws deep across the field, left side. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Has it downfield, working the left. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains. And how about this? A 600-yard game, Brock. You know firsthand, you got to be close to perfect to even flirt with 500. And he's been that and then some. He's reached a mark that no quarterback has gotten to before. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Throwing all the way to the end zone. He's got it deep downfield. And we shouldn't be surprised as they connect in the end zone for yet another touchdown. The Jets throwing 6 more on the blowout. Malachi Corley the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Throwing from the gun here. On the move, headed right. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
Working inside the red zone. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. The outcome's decided here, but we got a timeout with 2 seconds on the clock so they can think it over before their final play.
I think you're seeing why they like this guy in coverage, man. He reacts well to throws and is so adept in breaking up passes right through contact or before they ever reach the target.
And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. So the win goes to the Jets. And it's harder and harder not to mention, Brock, the possibility of an undefeated season as they add another to their total here in the penultimate month of the campaign.